Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV presents The Root of All Evil. I do apologize for my tardiness, people. I don't know what was going on. I couldn't get on. It kept saying something like, your browser has blocked your microphone or whatever. Anyway, something crazy. Okay, so thank you all for tuning in. Everyone, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time that I go live. And I'm going to go ahead and set up this banner real quick. And then we'll go ahead and get started on this nefarious story, right? Okay. Okay, there we go. Hello, Queen Ahmadiyyah, Silent D, Kathy B, Howard, Judah Queen, Lee Harv, Vanessa, William, Deron, Millie, Jesus is Black. Okay, Alvin and everyone else. Thank you all for tuning in, honey. I am so sorry I had you all waiting. You know I hate it. So I had to change the time on my other video that's coming on after this one because it was supposed to start at 1:20. So I changed that to 1:40. But let's go ahead and get into this nefarious story. All right? Let me get my receipts. Let me get my receipts. Thought I missed it. I was sleeping. Okay. All right. I'm pulling up my email. Just going to take me just a second. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now listen to this, people. All right, this is a story about a woman who was only married for like a few months, like 4 months, and then she decided she wanted to kill her husband for some cash. Okay? Let me get this together. Here it is. Okay, Newlywed killed her husband to get his insurance money. Now, a newlywed, age 45, found guilty of hiring a hitman to kill her firefighter husband just 4 months into their marriage so that she could collect $100,000 in life insurance. Unfortunately, she found out that she wasn't even the beneficiary to his life insurance. How stupid could you be, right? She didn't even check to see if she was the beneficiary. She just assumed that she was. Now, a newlywed accused of soliciting her firefighter husband's killing to collect his insurance money was convicted of aggravated murder in a scheme that was flawed from the start. His ex-wife was still the beneficiary of the policy. So here she is, married this man clearly for his money. And we all know that firefighters have that good pension and life insurance plans, right? So she thought that he put the insurance in her name, but sadly it was still in the name of his ex-wife. So she killed the man for nothing, literally, with a stupid self. Now, Uloma Curry-Walker, that's her name. She was 45 at the time. Now, she was given a life sentence, right? Juries deliberated, and it took less than 2 hours for them to find her guilty. And let me tell you something, people. If you know anything about courts, when the jury goes and deliberates for such a short time, you can best to believe that the person is guilty, okay? You can best believe that the person's going to be found guilty. That's just how it goes. So let me get into the salacious details. And by the way, this episode or this story was actually featured on Snapped. For those of you who watch that show, I used to love it. Used to watch it all the time. Okay. Hold on, people. I'm trying to see if they have a video that I can show you all. Anyway, I'll look for that in a second. Okay, so anyway. Now, Uloma Curry-Walker offered her daughter's boyfriend $10,000 to kill her veteran Cleveland firefighter husband, and then left her husband's cremated remains beside his car and moved to North Carolina after the deed was done, according to prosecutors. Now, Lieutenant William Walker's ashes were found by Cleveland police in the back of Walker's car in a J.D. Byrider car, in a J.D. Byrider car lot after the car was repossessed. Assistant Cuyahoga County Prosecutor Blaze Thomas told this to the jurors that Monday during opening statements in Curry's murder trial for conspiracy. Okay, now, Curry-Walker, who sat motionless in a patterned dress with a black blazer, was facing a life sentence without parole if she was convicted of aggravated murder in her husband's November the 3rd, 2013 death at his home in Lamson Drive near East Cleveland's border. All four of the people who prosecutors say helped Curry-Walker carry out this nefarious plot, well, they had all pleaded guilty by this time and agreed to testify against her. Now, why would they plead guilty and say they testify against her? Very likely it was because they were given a plea deal. And that's what happens in these cases. People will take a plea deal, honey, because they know if they take a plea deal, they're going to get less time or whatever. And at the end of the day, who do the police want? They want the person who came up with this whole nefarious scheme, right? That's how that works. So anyway, they decided to testify against her. Now, and even one of the people that was going to testify against her was her own daughter. It was her own daughter, okay? So Curry-Walker and Walker dated for about 2 years prior to them getting married. And unbeknownst to Walker, Curry-Walker went on a spending spree and racked up significant credit card debt in Walker's name. Now, Thomas said Curry-Walker pushed for a smaller wedding with a little ceremony in the summer of 2013, and they were quickly married in a civil ceremony to establish herself as the beneficiary to Walker's city pension and his life insurance policy. So she was scheming the whole time. Isn't that so sad? Isn't that really something? I remember this story because I am from Cleveland, Ohio. She was clearly going down. Yes, as she should. Why she got so much time in our life, is don't mean nothing. Oh, lives, no, people's lives don't mean anything. Let me tell you something. Some people do literally anything for money, okay? And that includes, but not limits to, murder. Some people do anything for a green piece of people know worth of toilet paper. Right. All right, so anyway, she then let her daughter's boyfriend, Chad Padgett, she went with her daughter's boyfriend, Chad Padgett, and offered him $10,000 to take out Walker. Padgett, a marijuana dealer, accepted the offer and reached out to his cousin, Christopher Hayne. Now, Hayne trafficked in firearms and eventually secured a 9mm semi-automatic that he gave to Ryan Doherty, who lived in the same neighborhood. Let me tell y'all something. Right here is where it was getting all messy. Okay, I mean, it was messy from the start. But here is where you know that it was a stupid, foolish, nefariously ignorant or niggering idea. Now, she's already told her daughter's boyfriend, because she elicited his help to do this. And then he goes and tells his friend Christopher Hine, who then goes and tells Ryan Doherty. Does anyone see anything wrong with this whole picture of shenanigans? Where was the newlywed getting the moolah from? Likely from her own husband. They said that she already had gone on a spending spree, racking up thousands of dollars in credit card debt with his name. So clearly she was getting the money from him. Going to pay somebody out of his own money, likely. So, and for those of you who don't know, firefighters make good money and they have very good pensions. All right. So they went and got the 9mm semi-automatic, and they gave it to Ryan Doherty, who lived in the same neighborhood. Now, Doherty ambushed Walker as he walked into the house at 8:30 p.m., carrying a bag of food from McDonald's. Caught him completely off guard. Curry-Walker gave Padgett some of the money, and he distributed it among Haim and Doherty, according to Thomas. Now, but Curry-Walker said she would have the rest of the money once the insurance payout came. She never paid the full amount, Thomas said. So that's what happened. She didn't even pay them all the money. Now, there was one person who wanted William Walker dead, and it was Uloma Curry-Walker. This is what Thomas said, pointing at her as she sat at the defense table. Now, Thomas is obviously the prosecutor. Now, and he said she paid these people and ruined their lives to accomplish her own criminal purpose. Now, the 2013 ambush was not the first attempt on Walker's life as part of the plots, according to Thomas. Hine was originally going to carry out the shooting and even went to Walker's home on Lamson Road in the run-up to the shooting, but lost his nerve and couldn't pull the trigger. Now, after that, he reached out to Doherty, whom Padgett accompanied to Walker's house, and pointed out the correct driveway on the night of the killing. Let me tell you something. This is all so stupid because, first of all, they are killing someone for a measly $10,000, for one. For two, there's 3 of them involved in the conspiracy plot to kill him. So they're not going to get the whole $10,000. They're going to have to split it, which means they'll get a little over $3,000. How stupid could you be to take a person's life for any amount of money, but especially for such a small amount? That's totally crazy. Now, prosecutors had planned on proving their story using data culled from the cell phone towers, records showing the text messages sent between Curry-Walker, her daughter, Hine, Padgett, and Doherty in the days prior to the killing, in the minutes before the shots were fired. They also found Padgett's DNA on bullet casings at the scene. This is what Thomas said. Now, Padgett said Hine gave the pistol to him to keep, and Padgett unloaded it so his child wouldn't stumble upon a loaded firearm. That's how his DNA got on the bullets. Now, they also planned to lean heavily on testimony of Curry-Walker's 17-year-old daughter. That was the prosecution's plan. They planned to lean heavily on the evidence given from, or testimony from, the 17-year-old daughter, from Padgett, Hine, and Doherty, who all had struck plea deals with the state. Now, the daughter, who was now 20, was charged in juvenile court and had been free on supervision since her September of 2015 arrest. Doherty agreed to a sentence of 23 years to life in prison. Padgett to 28 years in prison, and Hine to 18 years. I'm sorry, but as far as I'm concerned, Doherty, that doesn't seem like much of a plea deal. 23 years to life. That means you can still get life. They'd have to offer me something better before I agree to any of this, okay? Please. All 4 face the potential of life without parole if convicted of aggravated murder. Now, prosecutors had planned to analyze Curry-Walker's behavior in the minutes and months prior to or after her husband's death. Firefighters and paramedics who arrived at the scene and spent time with the family in the ambulance and at Metro Health Hospital would testify about her statements. And in the weeks and months after the shooting, Thomas said that Curry-Walker asked a friend to keep the family's belongings. Now, the friend rented a storage unit and paid about $800 to store the items. And Curry-Walker never repaid her. So this is what Thomas said. Now, she then moved to North Carolina. He said she loved him so much that she abandoned those articles in his vehicle. This is what the prosecutor said as he pointed to Curry-Walker. Curry-Walker's defense attorney, Robert Dixon, hinted in his opening statement that the defense strategy was to point out the extreme benefits and that the co-defendants received plea bargains in exchange for their testimony, trying to make them look like they weren't being credible, like they just say anything about her just to get a plea deal, is what he was trying to insinuate. Now, Dixon said that the defense was not going to argue whether Doherty killed Walker and the role that some of Curry-Walker's co-defendants played in killing her husband. They didn't plan to argue that. But he says what is in dispute is whether Miss Curry-Walker played the role the state says that she did in the killing. That was the whole thing. And it was proven that she did play a significant role and that, in fact, she concocted the whole entire nefarious plan. Okay? So anyway, the prosecutors said Curry-Walker was nearing financial ruin And after running up tens of thousands of dollars in debt, that's when she asked her 17-year-old daughter and the daughter's boyfriend to find someone to kill her husband so she could get that Scrilla, i.e. the insurance money. Because she'd run up all this debt. So she run up all this debt with her stupid self. And now she wants to kill somebody. I'm going to show you some photos of all of these people involved in just a moment. Now, a police investigator found that Curry-Walker's plan had a glaring problem from the onset. Her husband had not yet changed the beneficiary on the insurance policy from his ex-wife's name to Curry-Walker when he was killed. So it was actually, as karma would have it, it was actually the ex-wife whom Curry-Walker hated and despised. It was her who received the insurance payouts after his murder. Isn't that something? Now, testimony showed that Curry-Walker gave her boyfriend, her daughter's boyfriend, Chad Paget, $1,000 down payment to carry out the slaying. Paget contacted his cousin, Chris Hine, who initially failed in his attempts, of course. And then Hine turned to Ryan Doherty to do the killing. Now, prosecutor says he ambushed the man as he was coming in the house. And then she and her husband were packing the night he was killed. Curry-Walker, that is. Her and her husband were packing the night that he was killed for a move to a house they had purchased just outside of Cleveland. Now, the daughter, Paget, Hine, and Doherty all testified against her at the trial as part of their own plea deals. So that's the story, people. And they said she was sentenced on August the 8th. Neither of her attorneys, please get the likes up, people. Please like and share the video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And after you subscribe, click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time I go live on here. Okay, neither of her attorneys returned telephone messages seeking comments. All right, so, and ironically, that Friday that she was sentenced, yeah, that would have been the couple's 4th wedding anniversary. So there you have it, people, and these are some of the wicked things that people will do for money, okay? There's 2 white old females live down the house from me. When I moved here, she moved here too. I think she has insurance out on me because my Social Security got away from me, was a friend of the old landlords. So because your Social Security card number got out, you think she has insurance on you? Does she even know you? Do you talk to her? Are you friends with her? Like, okay, if she lives near you, first of all, how did she get your insurance number? Or how did you said it got out? How did your Social Security number get out? I don't love money more than my freedom. I don't either. I don't love money at all. I don't love money at all. I love people. I don't love material things. And I'm glad that I can say that with a straight face. Because some people, yeah, they love material things. They love cars, clothes, shoes, money, you name it. Fancy houses. I don't care about anything material. Because at the end of the day, what I do know is this. You can have all of those nice, fancy, glittery and glitzy things. You can have all the money you want. But at the end of the day, when you leave here, well, that stuff's going to be left behind. So you can't take it with you. So, no, I don't love money at all. I love people. Damn, she wanted him dead after only 4. No, honey. It wasn't 4 years. She wanted him dead after 4 months. She killed him 4 months into their marriage. The reason they said it was the 4th year anniversary, or would have been, is because that's how long it took for her to go to trial. She was on trial within, the 4 years of their anniversary. But no, she killed him. She started plotting his death 4 months after they were married. That's why she's called the newlywed who wanted to kill. I know that's right, Empress, and we are living proof of it out here. Yes, Melanated Brown. She was a big dummy. Yes, she was. Exactly. Money is the root of all evil. That is why I stay away from my crazy baby mammy. Okay, Enlightened One Kingdom, I would advise you too if she loves money. You cannot, let me tell you something, people. What you cannot do is ever trust anyone who loves material things. I don't care what anybody tells you. Please believe that. You cannot trust anyone who absolutely loves material things. You cannot. You cannot. Okay? I promise you. Sleeping with the devil, yes. And for that, she got 4 years of uncertainty for her choice. I love people too, not money. Absolutely. Glitter loses its shine and things rust away. The love of money is the root of all evil. Absolutely. They are not of the Most High, Mother, Father, Creator. No, they're not. They're not. Okay? Queen Ahmadiyyah says, say it, Queen. 7 Scale says, my mother. Your mother? Your mother doesn't love money, does she? That's not what you're saying, right? I hope not. But let me tell you something. Can't take any of that materialistic shit with you, and trust and believe your fam will be fighting over you if you do. Yes. How many of you all know a person who died and after their demise, the only thing their family was concerned with was getting money? Okay? That's the only thing they were concerned with. Getting money. Who's getting what? This is what people do. This is what people do. And so the love of money, and people mistakenly, as I told you before, say money is the root of all evil. No, money doesn't do anything but spend. Money is not the root of all evil. It is the love of money that's the root of all evil. Because some people love it so much they'll do anything for it. I just need enough to live comfortably. I prefer to hear the crickets at night. Absolutely. And the birds singing in the morning, honey. That's all I need to be happy, okay? Please. The simple things in life make me happy. Though it's good to have money to do things that you need to do. You know, go places, do nice things for other people or yourself. Pay your bills. Money is nice, but it's nothing to love. It's just nothing to love. Not for me. Okay? So with that all being said, that happened with my uncle when he passed away. His kids were all fighting over his will. Yes, and isn't that so sad? Let me tell you something. When my grandmother passed away, my father's mother, I loved her dearly. I looked just like her. That's where I got my brown eyes. But anyway, I digress. But I loved my grandmother. And when my grandmother passed, you know what I wanted? The only thing I wanted when the family was talking about who's getting what, the only thing I told them that I wanted was a picture of my grandmother when she was young, right? Because my aunt had the only picture that was saved because their house had caught on fire. And there was only one picture of my grandmother when she was young that was saved. And my aunt had that picture in her house. And I told her the only thing I want is a picture of my grandmother. If you could make me a copy of that picture, that's it. That's all I want. And I have that picture sitting right there on my mantle right now. So that's all I asked for. That's all I wanted. That's all I needed. I don't need cash and any of that stuff. And when my aunt died, she's not really my aunt. She was my second cousin, but she was much older than me. And I looked to her as an aunt or a motherly figure. But when she passed away, the only thing I asked her husband what I could have was a scarf, a pair of earrings, or something that she wore all the time to remember her by. I don't need money, okay? That's what I don't want. And I'm not going to be fighting over, because to me, once the person is dead, I'm so busy grieving over them, I'm not even thinking about material things. But when people are fighting over money and all those things and insurance and who's going to get what, that just says to me, I'm looking at them with the side eye. Like, did you really care about this person as much as you pretended, right? Because otherwise you wouldn't even be arguing over stuff. Trivial things. That is so crazy, you know? So Blackfoot says, I agree, Queen. Facts, my sister. Thank you, beloved. Now, listen, I'm going to conclude this broadcast because I'm coming right back with another story about a woman by the name of Stacey Castor. Okay, and this is a nefarious plot that she cooked up also. So with that all being said, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And don't forget to follow the Queen on Instagram at Queen Ahmadiyyah. Also on Instagram at divine_goddess_27. On Twitter at dgoddess27. Brighton and Patreon at Queen Ahmadiyyah. And so until next time, people, I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.